it is Elvira from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create a card, and I'm also going to show you a technique that I hope it works out. So the card that we're creating is this one, and I started that with a card base which is from Recollection, and a lot of times I buy these card bases even though I don't like that Hey You. Now you can use that, put some flowers and spruce it up, but I don't like that. I do like the card itself. So what I did is I cut a panel of paper that I distressed and did some inking, and then I used this lattice die that I got from Spellbinder, and this is one of those dies that I bought some time ago when it was on clearance. So I took this die and I created a lattice, and I put it against the paper that I've inked and used a stencil, and then I covered the Hey You. So that Hey You saying, I covered that. So now you don't even see that. The other thing these are scrap pieces of paper. So I went ahead and cut a bunch of flowers. I like to do that. I cut flowers, and then I put them together with scraps because I don't like throwing away scraps. But if you convert them into flowers or hearts or anything like that, then you can use all your scraps that way. The technique that I want to bring is that I have this Crafter's Companion kit, and it was Say It With Style, and it came with these large form sayings. Okay, it comes with these, I'm on the auto shipment, so I get one page of this, plus I have the dies, and then you're supposed to stamp all these sayings, and then you have a bunch, you just store them and you use them for a later date. Now I did that already once, and I still have tons of sayings that I'm not using, so I decided, how can I fully use this without wasting? Because some of these sayings I may not use it, like that you are mine. From the bottom, yeah, a lot of these I will use. Let's see. There's some that I may not use. To have you in my life. Oh, that's good. For being you. This is so grateful and blessed. So it's thank you for being you, for having you in my life. Let's see if I can find a saying that I would not use. Actually, this is a pretty good one, but there's some other ones that I have that had like nieces or things like that, some saying that I am not going to use, and I hate to have to stamp it all just to use a couple of sayings from that big stamp. So I'm going to try a technique in that I'm just going to use my stamping positioner, and I just want the saying here that says for being a good friend. So I already cut out the thanks for being a good friend. I went ahead and cut out my what I'm going to use. This is the tag. So this is from here, so I already cut that out. Okay, so let me put that away. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick this up first. So let me go ahead and use my stamping positioner. And pick it up. So let's put it on my plate first. Let's see. Doesn't matter where it's going. I'm just going to put it on my plate like so. And this is a sticky grid. So I'm going to go ahead and look for, it says for being a good friend. So it's the one right here. So there is what I want. And I think that's going to work well. So you can see it right there. Okay. And I have it on my sticky grid. Let's make sure it's even. Let's audition it. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and use some VersaFine Clear, and I'm just going to stamp just that saying right there. So you can see here I'm a little off, but I'm just going to stamp that 1 sentiment. Okay. And see, before I press it down, I'm just want to make sure I have it all right, and then I'm going to press it down. So the trick is you want to go ahead and die cut the banner or the tag or whatever you're going to use, and then you stamp it. And see, that looks good. I only had to stamp it once, and there it is. Okay, perfect, perfect. So that's one way that you can use these stamps when you don't want to stamp the whole thing. And trust me, I did that at the beginning. I went ahead and was so excited about getting these. I stamped a bunch of banners with sentiments, and then I'm not using them all. I really am not using my banners. And I end up just using, you know, the ones that I like, thank you, and those kind of banners are the ones that I'm using more often, and not using the ones that, you know, you are the best, or things like that. I'm going to go ahead and put these back. I like to get in the habit of putting my stamps back, my dies back, because I tend to craft, and when I craft, I tend to just have things all over the place. So if I keep them nicely confined, then I will keep everything together, and I'll be okay. It'll be good. So now I'm going to go ahead and create my flowers. I already went ahead and missed these, and then I have my shaping mold. I did buy the 3D Floral Basic shaping mold, and this mold you can do any flowers, because what you see here is just the shapes. Let's see if I can open this. And then you can put any flower in here. Later on, Heartfelt Creations started creating the whole set, and where you get the plates plus the stamps plus the die. And I do have one of those, but I haven't bought, you know, I haven't bought any. So if you're a limited budget, just get the one generic basic shape mold, and it will work for all your dies. It doesn't have to be their dies. And so here, these dies are not Crafter's Companion. They're actually, Heartfelt Creation. These are not Heartfelt Creations. These are Spellbinder flowers. And see how beautiful that is. So I went ahead and inked it, and then I went and put some ink on the edges. I used the Anna Griffin Gold to create that darker edge. And I'm going to go ahead and see which flowers I want to use. Okay. So you can shape these, just make a cuff on the edge like that. And then we can just make a little bowl, like so, like that. I have some hot glue. I'm just going to put that around. And there's one. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and create another one. I'm going to put this one in the middle here. and just squish it. And the petal's going to be a little open for this one. And then bend the petals back like that. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and use this one. Put it in the middle. And then just curve these out a little bit. So I'm just curving in and out. Like so. And then we're just going to put some adhesive at the edges here. Oops. Let's go ahead and then close it up like so. Close it up. And then push the petals back. I put it at the base of the flower and then I push these petals back. And see how it looks. And you can leave it like that if you want and make smaller flowers. But I'm going to go ahead and get this one. And I'm going to put some glue in the center. And make sure you offset it. See, notice I offset it a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to put some glue right at the edges and bring that up and hold it like so. And right here put some glue in this edge right there. See where there's an opening there? And just bring it up. Hold it so it cools down and then it keeps its shape. And then just shape it back like so. And I may not want to make a bigger flower. See how that's pretty? I think that's large enough. So let's go ahead and do another one. So I started with the smallest flower. And I just folded it in, the petals in, like you see there. And before I put any glue, I'm just going to bring it up. And see, make the bud. See that bud? Bring it up and make a bud. And let it cool a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to bring another small flower and put this bud in the center of that flower. And then bring this up. So push the bud in as you pulling up the petals of the other flower, and then you're going to put it at the base and just bring it up as you push that bud in and let it cool down. Then with your fingers you're just going to push back the tops of those petals. See, this one's a little floppy. Don't like it floppy, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue and then just put it up. And you may burn yourself a little. I just burned myself, but it's not too bad. You start developing a tolerance for hot glue burn. Okay. So the next flower that we need was this one. This was the next one. And then, so we're going to put, I always start with glue at the base, then I push down while I pull the other petals up, like so. That's my technique. and then I fold back these. And then like this one, see, it just needs a little glue on the base. So you can do that and hold it to let it cool down. And then push back. So we got a tutorial, a card tutorial in addition to flower making. And we could even leave that. Maybe I'll make one more. Yeah, let's use this one. Make sure you offset it. Hold it up, kind of curve it, hold it down. So I push down on the bud while I'm pulling these the flowers up, or the petals up, and there you go. Then I'm going to audition some leaves. So already, this is an Anna Griffin die. You can use any kind of greenery that you have. Maybe use some of these. These I made it by hand. I hand cut these. And I do like that. So that looks good. So now what I want to do is, you know, I don't want to put a tag on here. Don't want these for ribbon. So I'm going to cut that off. If I can find my scissors, I guess I'm going to use these. And I'm just going to carefully cut this off, like so. Okay. I prefer that. And then I do want to put some dimension on there. So let's go ahead and put some 3D dots or dimensional squares. And I like to put enough so that way I get a nice steady balance. So I like to put enough so that way it doesn't create a bowing in the middle. So I don't want it to curve down. I noticed that when Anna Griffin do her presentations and when she's teaching her classes, she doesn't put a lot of foam adhesive. She puts like she'll put like 4 little squares, and I don't think that works very well, especially if you're going to ship this or send it in the mail. And maybe she doesn't send it in the mail, and that's why. Okay, so the next thing I want to go ahead and do is I want to go ahead and put some adhesive on the leaves here. Put those down like so. And then let me go ahead and put this one first. And see, it gives it a nice look. Let me look in here. No, I'll just use this. Okay. Put some there. And then I like to tuck these underneath, like so. Okay. Okay, so I went ahead and cut a bunch of thanks. This is the thanks that come with the Crafter's Companion Say It With Style sentiment. So every, I think it's quarter, you get 2 die cuts, and it's the same, two big die cuts, and then you get 2 stamps, you get more papers, cards. You get a lot of stuff. So, but I'm just going to use these thanks. And I think white looks a lot better versus the dark color. Okay, so let me show you how what I used, because I don't like using the Xyron sticker maker when I'm using titles or anything like that, because it leaves a lot of glue in the open areas. And I do have a tutorial in where I demonstrated that it was not the greatest thing to use a Xyron to cut like lettering. So I'm just going to put these here. And I do have a tutorial where I showed how I made this. Okay. And then I do have a squeegee. This is an old Cuttlebug squeegee. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. Then I'm going to just lay these on top of each other. You take this one and you lay it on top and then move it around. Oops. So there's one. Then I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to clean the extra little glues that get on here. Pick that up and now lay that on my next piece. Let's see if I can get it a little better. Okay, and there you go. And then one last, I'm going to make it very thick. And when you get it just how you like it, okay, now I'm going to pick this whole piece up. And let's lay it right on my card. And see, I have extra little pieces of adhesive, so just take your rubber eraser and just clean it up. That will clean up any of the excess glue. There you go. Then I'm going to use this to press it down. And to me, it needs something. Maybe I'll get some jewels. So let me go ahead and find some jewels that we can put on here. And I think that will finish this card nicely. So I have some iridescent sequins here. And I think I want some of those sequins because I want a little sparkle, but don't want to make it too obvious. So we're just going to put a couple of these sequins around, even one there. And I got 6, so I'm going to put one more because you want to use odd numbers. Maybe we'll put one here. Maybe we should just put one there. I think that's good enough. I don't want to put too much. Make sure this glue is open. Okay. And this is a wax pencil. I like this wax pencil better than any of the pickup tools that I have. And I'll show you why I like it. Okay. This adhesive will dry clear, so that's a good thing. So I have these other ones. I have this one. This doesn't work. And it was working now, but it, you know, I tried, sometimes I use it and it doesn't work. And I guess it gets dirty. This is the one that sometimes I have trouble picking up stuff. So I have this one. The other one that I have is this one. And this one, because it has this, it's a residue, it leaves a residue. Sometimes, see how it has residue right there. So when you use it, if you press too hard, it leaves residue of that green substance. So then this one really works. I like this one better, and I can sharpen it. See, I can, if it start getting dull, I can really sharpen it and gives me a nice fine tip. So that's a wax pencil that I got on Amazon, and it works very well. So here is my card. Look how beautiful it came out. Look at those flowers. Those are awesome flowers. Love how it came out. So I hope you liked this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now.